We all know Konohamaru, the loudmouth Naruto worshipping grandson of the third Hokage, but here's the thing. Have you ever at one point ever stopped to wonder who were his parents? Why in a village that is filled with clans and rich family histories and ninja legacies are Konohamaru's parents never even named in the story? Well, in a forgotten one-shot that was written by Masashi Kishimoto himself and co-illustrated by Masashi Kishimoto, we actually get a chilling clue. They were Anbu Black Ops, directly assigned to protect the Hokage, and in the world of Naruto, that says everything. But sadly, because this, like a lot of Naruto side stories, was never animated, you probably don't know. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video where we break down the hidden lives of Konohamaru's parents, the Anbu, and the sacrifice and silence that is associated with the character. So, who exactly were Konohamaru's parents? So, you don't just protect the Hokage, you do missions directly from the Hokage. They operate in shadows. They eliminate threats before they ever reach the Hokage's desk. They specialize in assassinations, counter-espionage, and black ops that don't make it into the mission logs themselves. The average Naruto shinobi, they never even hear their names. Now, in terms of why it is that the average Konoha ninja and citizen never hears the names of those who are in the Anbu when they're in the Anbu, it's because that's exactly how this system itself is designated to work in universe. Anbu identities, especially those who are tied to Hokage, they are kept as state secrets. They are classified intel. Some people that are close friends, like you see with Kakashi, his friends like Kurenai and Might Guy and Asuma, they knew that Kakashi was in the Anbu. Itachi's family knew it, but it wasn't something that you outright went and broadcasted if you stick to the manga continuity. This was made painfully clear when Danzo, one of the most dangerous manipulators and gaslighters in Konoha, sent Sai to deliver a list of Anbu assigned to Tsunade, the acting 5th Hokage. It was considered treason. Why? Because that information in the wrong hands could get the Hokage assassinated, which that was Danzo's hope. So if Konohamaru's parents did die in the line of duty, all signs point to that being the case. Their names were likely erased and buried to protect the integrity of the Anbu network and the Hokage operations as a whole. So let's start with what you likely don't know. So in Kishimoto's Naruto Road to the Bee one-shot that Kishimoto wrote and co-drew himself, Konohamaru's parents are briefly mentioned. The Bombshell, they were both members of the Anbu Black Ops and they were assigned directly to protect the Hokage. That detail alone explains almost everything. They had high-ranking status within the Anbu, their proximity to Hiruzen Sarutobi, and why the third Hokage, despite his national responsibilities, was personally raising his grandson. So you might be asking, why is it a big deal that they're in the Anbu Black Ops? So the Anbu Black Ops, they're not your average run-of-the-mill shinobi. These are elite ninja that are chosen for their skill, their loyalty, and their mental toughness. Being assigned to protect the Hokage is one of the highest honors you can get as an Anbu, but it is also the most dangerous role that a ninja can take. Konohamaru's name, when you really look at it, it's tragic because it literally means the little Konoha baby. It isn't just a childish label, it is symbolic. He was born in the village, raised by the village's leader, and reshaped by the silence left by his parents' disappearance. He idolized Naruto not just because of his strength, but because he wanted to carve out his own name, independent of his grandfather's shadow and ignorant to the silence of his parents' sacrifice. You could argue that since Mitsuki in the one-shot manga, Naruto Road to Bee is the one who reveals that Konohamaru's parents were in the Anbu Black Ops assigned to the Hokage, you could make the argument that Konohamaru might have said something off-screen to Team Boruto. That is a possibility. In short, Konohamaru's parents, they are hidden heroes when you think about it. Konohamaru's parents, they were Anbu, the hidden spine of the Hokage's protection in particular. They don't get graves when they die. They don't get flashbacks. They get silence. And silence in the world of Naruto, it speaks volumes. Because shinobi, in that element of the Naruto world, they're not in it for fame. They're not in it for glory. That is not a position that you take with the intention of getting love and admiration. You act in the shadows. So the most likely scenario that you can look at here is, here's the tragic reality. Konohamaru's parents, they likely died during a mission to protect Hiruzen Sarutobi, or on a mission that was directly given to them by the Third Hokage that took them out the village. Because when Konohamaru was born, the Naruto world was in open cold warfare. It should be worth noting that the Hidden Leaf Village and the Cloud Village, they still had smoke after the Third Ninja War ended, because the Cloud Village did not sign a treaty until 5 years after Naruto's birth. Given that Konohamaru was freshly starting the academy during part 1 of Naruto, his parents would have died around the time that you had those growing tensions that were still cooling off between the nations as they're moving into Cold War, and likely before the Uchiha Massacre, or somewhere shortly thereafter given Konohamaru's age. It is one of the most politically volatile times in Konoha history, whether it be a failed interception, ambush that was meant for Hiruzen, an ambush in general, or a covert mission gone wrong. Konohamaru's parents probably died without any recognition, without funerals, and with their hidden legacy being buried in mission reports available only to the Hokage. It would explain why Hiruzen didn't just choose to raise Konohamaru. It was a duty, it was a burden of guilt, it was a legacy to protect. And that would also explain why Konohamaru was given Ebisu as a teacher and a mentor long before Ebisu became the squad leader for Team Konohamaru. They do the very thing that Sasuke does. They protect the ninja world. In particular, they protect their village from the shadows, and they get none of the credit as they do so. Their story is meant to remind us that in the shinobi world, some heroes, they aren't remembered with monuments, but instead they are remembered with mystery. And in that mystery, their sacrifice, it becomes even more powerful when you think about what that means for the people that love them that are left behind. Obviously, if you found this video and this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Naruto lore deep dives or dissections based on some little known stuff like this. Leave a comment. Do you think that Hiruzen felt guilty for their deaths? And should Konohamaru ever be shown in manga continuity telling us the truth himself? Or was this Mitsuki narration during that Naruto road to be one shot more than enough to satisfy your itch? In the meantime, click here to watch more videos from Naruto Explained, or click here to watch videos from my Anime Explained channel where I talk about non-Naruto content, or click here up top in order to watch this video from my Everything One Piece Explained channel, where I do the same thing I do on this channel in terms of the lore videos. I just happen to only talk about One Piece on